the gym, you gotta get a little innovative. So the setup looks like this. Let's start it up. My timer is gonna be here. So right now it's at 0. As soon as I click this, it's on. All right, so here we go with the 10 pull-ups. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, easy 8, 9, and 10. All right, so this drill over here, I kind of like what I'm seeing in the community of calisthenics. These days, we're coming up with metrics to test people on the level that they are at with their calisthenic journey, and that's great. One of the things, though, is the form, and not to judge. Judging people's forms in competition is interesting because sometimes it feels as though there are people who get away with very sloppy form, like fish out of water, CrossFit-looking pull-ups, dips. People are using their feet and their hips way too much. You see it very often. It's like they kind of do a dip and a swing, a dip and a hip thrust. So when it comes to these metrics, I like the idea of it to test yourself, but I think just being able to finish something with good form and then getting your time right then and there is a better metric and a more honest metric than trying to finish something super fast with poor form and then calling it something, and then everybody else just follows that without questioning certain things. It's kind of like my quick little rant there. It's just when certain movements have too much momentum being used, I just feel that sometimes it takes away from what we're really looking at. And it really looks like people are just constantly calf raising on the toes with the push-ups. They're constantly rocking back and forth. People are turning a dip into like a dip hip kettlebell swing, and pull-ups turn into just way too much. Other than your upper body moving and maybe a little forward slight kick with the legs, there's too much going on with wiggling and lower back movement, in my opinion. I get it that form can look sloppy when you're exhausted, but some people are doing things off rip with this type of form just to kind of like win. And it's up to judges to really call that right then and there. I also feel like we got to stop having people who aren't experienced in training at all or haven't been that experienced in judging to judge high-level athletes or high-level competition, high-risk stakes. So, yeah, I wasn't really going to talk too much about the routine here. I was going to talk more about what these routines mean and how they establish a baseline for people's level. So I by no means am above the status quo. I need a lot of work myself, and I know that very much, and I'm easily willing to admit that. And I just hope that other people kind of feel the same way when it comes to these competitions. I hope that other people feel the same way when it comes to like how lockout is. But then again, leagues are different, and people have different requests, different levels, and different standards and what they want to see. So rather than making it like a deal breaker or literally making a deal like, okay, hey, we're going to accept this and we're going to allow that, I think that that conversation should be said publicly on media before there's a battle, and nothing is spoken about the agreements, because people can watch and just assume. You know what I mean, guys? So, anyways, today's whole training was a heavy push, and there was some fun with this because I just got witty with using the barbells for my dips. I got witty using the barbells for a very cool core exercise that I put on Instagram. It's the Hannibal tricep extension, which is a heck of an exercise. It's phenomenal. Great accessory work, especially for people who, when they're in the deep ends of high rep push-ups, the triceps tend to really burn out. That's, at least for me, I could definitely attest to my triceps being the limiting factor. So getting after some accessory lifts always help out. Diamond push-ups are also great for that as well. Now here comes where the burnout happens. And when you burn out, you also tend to kind of just forget things. At this stage in the game, I was already, I don't know how many reps in, and I just kind of forgot. I don't know if I did more than 10 or less than 10, but I did not accomplish this in 5 minutes, and that's perfectly fine. Nor did I accomplish it unbroken. That's a whole nother level. What I did do, though, is accomplish this in like 5 minutes and 57 seconds. You'll see that in a little bit. Yeah, the burn gets very real. And actually, these minute drills, they're not just, something to like scoff at. They're very, very much cardiovascular based. Your heart rate does get jacked up, and your blood flow does get pumped up a bit, I felt like I just didn't have the strength anymore to continue repping out those pull-ups. So I just had to kind of keep getting those recharge reps, as we call them. 1 rep at a time, count a couple seconds, 1 rep at a time. And the same thing kind of ends up happening with dips and push-ups, where the dips and push-ups at a point in time with that high volume, I mean, that blood flow is just not going anywhere. It's just stuck right in your damn triceps. It sucks. It's very painful. And here is the timer. I stopped it at 5:57, maybe 5:56. So, yeah. So after the MD, so now we move on to the alternating EMOM over here. Weighted muscle-ups. 2 to 3 reps, something like that, for 10 straight bar dips right afterwards, followed by the Hannibal tricep extension. So check this out. A heavy push day. I'm actually feeling it today. Pretty sore. Total amount of reps worked throughout the whole day was 471, and about more than half of that was the actual pushing. And that being said, I did wrap up my session with a 220 belt, which is known as kind of like a Team Sparta training exercise routine. You'll see that in another video, literally followed up after this one. It was all in the same session. So here's the tricep extension that I was talking about, the Hannibal tricep extension. Hell of a movement. You really want to use this because it's like taking a push-up almost beyond its furthest capabilities without venturing into like the planche work or even adding weight. It's almost like you're doing an ab roll rollout / push-up, just because how far your body is from kind of like the center of mass and the anchor point. All in all, what I'm saying is this is one damn good exercise, and I'm just tipping the iceberg with how good and valuable it is. Now, another really good one is just some wrist work here. Train those wrists, stay healthy, stay strong, and this is the end of the workout. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.